Hello and welcome to the latest Talkie Talk video. I'm joined by Thomas.
Hello.
And we were both at the 2-2 draw against Dagenham and Redbridge yesterday. What are your thoughts on the game as a general?
I'm happy with a point, which is weird to say when you've gone 2-0 up and ended up drawing. But I think before the game, being frank, most of us would have taken a point, especially when you saw the team lineup.
Yeah.
And then they're a very good team, Dagenham. I definitely think they'll be in and around that playoff mix come the end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm happy with a point. I think it keeps the run of form going, which is good as well. And I'm happy with a point.
Yeah, I agree. We'll go through the game sort of bit by bit. As my overall of it is, look, when you're a fan, a big thing you can ask for is 11 players just giving the absolute all. And I can't look at any of the Torquay players yesterday and say you didn't. I thought they're man to man, absolutely brilliant. We start at the start of what was it, a Dan Martin cross, and they saw header, and like you barely settled whether you're standing or sitting, and you'll say whatever, and we won what.
I almost missed it, to be honest. It was just it brought us back to that Notts County playoff semi-final, wasn't it? Just started so well, and the first 20 minutes we were bossing it.
Absolutely outstanding. And I think when you get an early goal, it's such a weird thing in a football match, because usually in a football match you're working each other out the first 5 minutes, and one team's a bit better than another. But when you go 1-0 up, the psychology of the game completely changes, because we always rated it 2-0 at 12th minute around there. And then Dagenham, all of a sudden, who, can I point out, absolutely best team I've seen at Playmore this season. They were absolutely brilliant. They have to attack then, don't they? So, first 20 minutes is brilliant. And let's just not, we were absolutely brilliant. The football we played was it was like a National League South season. Unbelievable. And then it changed a bit, didn't it? About 30 minutes in, it changed So how did it change?
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Moxie leading up to their first goal, which was annoying. It's almost self-inflicted in a way.
Yeah.
But like you said, mistakes happen, and we've seen it this season, haven't we? Even experienced players like Dean will make a mistake.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because of that thing. He has put it into touch. I mean, you would prefer to put it into a throw-in. The fact he lost the ball and conceded the corner, 9 times out of 10 you get away with it. He didn't, directly from it. And even the goal itself's unfortunate. McDonald's made a good save, and then it's come back, and all of a sudden the game changes then, doesn't it? Because Dagenham really played some good stuff afterwards.
Yeah, you could see it, couldn't they? As soon as they got that goal, their tails were up, and the dynamic for us immediately changed. We suddenly started to hold back a bit, and where we lost the first 20 minutes, where it was just attack, utilising the width and all that, we just sort of we just stopped playing a little bit. We just sort of reverted to hoofing it along, which on a pitch like that, I can sort of understand. We're still in the ascendancy. But for an hour after they scored, they were brilliant. And I can see why they were a bit disappointed with a point. But for me, like I said at the beginning, I'm happy with a point. I think in the grand scheme of things, I think most people would be happy.
I think individual for me, my man of the match about you was McDonald. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, as I said, there's no players that I look at and think you didn't give it all your all today, or you weren't quite brilliant. Perrett was brilliant in out position in the holding role. I think that actually suits him more than centre back. Sadly, he's gone back now. What do you make of Stephen? Was it Warren, the loanee from Sunderland?
I thought it was Warren, but apparently it might be Warren. I don't know.
It's got an E in it.
I think first half, I thought he showed his quality a lot. He was involved. He was making some great passes. Second half, I don't think the ball fell to him as often as he would like. Obviously, again, the pitch was playing a big factor in that, and our style of play wasn't conductive to his abilities. But I think he's a very exciting prospect, and I look forward to seeing what he can do.
He's really sort of filled the gap that Sparks sort of made when he was on loan, and he's got touches of Whitfield about him as well. He could have scored a couple in the first half. He just didn't quite have enough power in his shots. But I think he's a really good signing. No little. I mean, some people may know more than me. Some people will say, it's COVID, might be a little injury. I don't know. When we signed, I'm going to call him Stephen, so we don't get into the... But when we signed him, suddenly I saw attacking midfield and I worried, because I thought, does that mean Lemon Evans or Little might be going? I know Little's a bit deeper, but then I saw he can play on the left-hand side. I thought, okay, maybe it's just a Sparks role, but no Little. Also a concern. Hopefully it's just COVID, or well, I hope it's not COVID, but I hope it's just a little knock. Or
that's what I've heard. I've heard it's a little knock, but I can't confirm anything.
Yeah, so better, but that's the way it will go. When you've got players at our level, we're used to it, but it'd be a really big blow to lose a player like him or them. Either it's just when we're starting to build this really good team again. But I don't know about you. For me, right now, we're playing like a team that's playoff or just outside the playoffs. Obviously, with our start, we're so far behind. We have to be basically a top 3 team to get into the playoffs from now to the end of the season. I don't know about your thoughts on that. I think we're building a really good team.
No, I think you're absolutely 100% correct. I mean, I've seen the games I've seen this season. I've seen the Altrincham at home game. Yeah. I saw the Woking at home game, the Havant away game, the Tunbridge away game. I haven't really picked good matches to go to, but and I'll be honest, after Tunbridge Angels, I was sort of in the camp of I'm a little bit worried about how we're going to react to this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I wanted a nice trophy run, but to me, it was the confidence for the league going forward. But fair play to the lads. They've put a good shift in. They've got some good form going. Was it 13 points out of a possible 18?
Yeah, I think that's really good perspective, because obviously, as you haven't picked the best games to go to, in the 2 games before the Tonbridge one, they were like not just great, but they played like Torquay of last season. And then with Tonbridge, they've made a few changes, and you think, oh, here we go. But since then, I think, like, was it the Weymouth game? I think it was the first game of that run, and they have been absolutely superb. I say we're playing like a playoff team. If you look at the last 6 games, we've literally been 5 wins, and then a dodgy ref at Eastgate. It happens. We have had it in our favour.
National League referees.
Exactly. They are all awful.
The great equaliser.
Yeah, we will have them in our favour and against us. I'm not going to sit and complain about it really. But in the thing, we play some great stuff. So what do you think?
There's potential in that team. Sorry to cut you off there, but there's great potential in that team. And I think the one thing that stood out for me was how much we missed Armstrong yesterday.
Yeah.
And how important it's going to be to sort of
striker.
Get someone in that role. But I think, we've got a couple of weeks off now, which I think is a good thing for us.
Yeah.
Let the teams around us play, because we're a few games ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
And obviously, but I think if we can get some decent signings on loan, I'm excited for what's to come this year. I mean, if we miss out, we miss out. End of the day, I just want to see a competitive Torquay side, and I definitely saw that yesterday.
Exactly. I want to go to a game when we're playing the Wrexhams, we're playing the Stockports, all that, and we're competing. That's what I can ask for. And if we're about 5-10 games, we've got an extreme outside chance of playoffs. Bear in mind to start. That's what I'm here.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Just look at last season. We started absolutely brilliant and we missed out at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I prefer to, from a fan's perspective, and it sounds stupid, but it's more when you're like in Halifax's position right now, when it's just like we're playing so well, but we've got Chesterfield with 2 games in hand, and the stress of we're playing so well, but we might miss out. Where when you're just sort of outside the playoffs, and it's like we're getting some good results. If we win the last 5, we'll be into it. It's kind of like not as much to lose, if that makes sense right now.
And look at the teams that are around us as well. There's some big clubs around us at the moment. And I think it's testament to everyone with Torquay that we're, despite the poor start we've had, we're still, we're still going to fight. And
with all the money they've spent,
that's
and, like in this league, you'd think Torquay in the non-league, you think, oh, we are a football league club still, but with the amount of talent in the squad, look at what they're doing in the FA Cups, the Boreham Woods, the Chesterfields, and that it just proves. But yeah, I hope we've enjoyed this episode of Torquay Talk. We don't have one for 2 weeks now, anyway, so it's a couple of weeks off for us. We'll work on the Power Rankings one, which we're going to record next. And yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers, Tom.
Thank you very much, mate. Take care. Up the yellows.
Yeah.